through storms, unshaken, unbowed. Through trials and verdicts, still standing proud. A titan in the tempest, against the raging crowd. He's got a vision for the future, gonna shout it aloud. Changing the wind, it's coming fast. A new foundation built to last. Cryptocurrency's the key, make the big switch. Power to the people, time to teach the rich. Legal battles can't hold him, he's moving on. With plans so bold, from dusk till dawn. He's rewriting the rules, a new dawn's day. From the hands of the few to the people's way. Say goodbye to all chains, embrace the new. A financial revolution, fair and true. For the workers, the dreamers, side by side. In Trump's new era, let freedom rise. Changing the wind, it's coming fast. A new foundation built to last. Cryptocurrency's the key, make the big switch. Power to the people, time to ditch the rich. He's a fighter, a leader with a plan to share. A world of justice, well spread fair. Forget the old guards, their time is done. Under the banner of Trump, we all have won. So here's to the future, bright and clear. With Trump at the helm, with nothing to fear. The chains will break, and we'll all see a new world for you, a new world for me. Changing the wind, it's coming fast. A new foundation built to last.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Crazy Kryptonite channel. I am Zester, and welcome back. We have been on somewhat of a hiatus over the past few days, and so I'm very excited to get to say hello to everyone, and very excited to let everyone know about what all is going to be going on this week in the videos and things to look forward to. And so let's go ahead back to the beginning and make certain I get everyone. Hello, Kukla. Thank you so much for being here and for everything you do as always. What's up, Captain Spiffy and Gary7 coming in at number 2 on the like button today. Thank you so much, man. Welcome, Mile High Trish. Thank you for everything you do. And what is up, David? I've got to have the apple, David. I get a little bit worried whenever I don't see it quickly in the chat room. And so thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. All right. Colder weather in Chicago, 55 for the high. Kukla, it has gotten cold quick. And that does not sound like fun at all. But it is the time. It is fall. What is up, Hot Rod Tilly? Welcome. Patsy P says, happy Thanksgiving, happy Canadian Thanksgiving weekend to my folks in Canada. Patsy P, I guess I had never thought about it that way, but you are totally correct. It is a Canadian Thanksgiving weekend. And so welcome to the stream. And yeah, you made me think about it. I just assume, I guess it's the American thing. We are so inside of ourselves that it's the American Thanksgiving. It's when is the United States celebrating? We just assume everyone else has their own Thanksgiving and it's all at the end of November. Oh, and Patsy P says, I am manifesting a great, abundant week ahead for us all. Well, we actually have a lot of really, really, really exciting news coming out from essentially everywhere at the moment. Um, and so I think it is going to be it's well, every week has been a abundant week of news. Not every week has been an abundant week of good news. And so I'm certain we will have an abundant week. I am not positive which kind of abundant week we will have, but I'm really, really hoping towards it being a very, very positive one. Gary 7, if America is storming Area 51, then the Europeans can storm the Vatican. We'll take the aliens. You get the predators. Gary, that's actually like that's an extremely good joke. That's an extremely good joke. And yes, Gary 7, happy Columbus Day and Indigenous Day to everyone. Yeah, Christopher Columbus did sail the oceans blue at one point in time. It's very funny down here in Puerto Rico because in Puerto Rico, I mean, Puerto Rico was, it was either the first or one of the first islands that Christopher Columbus ever spotted, or that was ever of particularly high importance in the Caribbean. And so there's actually a statue right down the road from me in Arecibo, Puerto Rico. It's on the north coast, and it is a statue of Christopher Columbus. Gigantic, built out of metal. It is the size of the Statue of Liberty, and it is in the middle of gigantic cow pastures everywhere around. All you will see will be cow pastures, and then there's a road right along the beach, and you see this gigantic statue of him up there. And it's very, very weird because everyone in Puerto Rico is of Spanish descent in some form or fashion, at least partially. And so they have a very odd relationship with Christopher Columbus Day. Saturday, this past weekend, was a day of partying, whereas today apparently is a day of relaxation and going to the beach. And they just have some very, very odd customs around it. But it seems like nowadays Christopher Columbus Day is just no longer politically correct. And it's funny to see how in Latin culture, it's still a day to celebrate. It's a day to celebrate in the very places that they say Christopher Columbus is the worst. Everybody in those places celebrates it. Whereas people in the United States and in Europe and everywhere else get onto their keyboards and become social justice warriors to tell everyone how bad they are for celebrating Columbus Day. Whereas the people literally colonized by Columbus are like, yeah, that dude's pretty cool because I'm 70% Spanish. So it kind of be like self-hating to not like him. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. Sorry, just got very, very distracted by that one. Let me get back to saying hello so that we can get into all the news and information today. What is up, Zen Biker? Welcome and good afternoon. I'm going to try to catch up, guys. So sorry if I miss anyone, but I've got to do this to make certain I don't go getting in trouble. The content in this podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes alone and is not intended to provide financial advice. Please consult with a financial professional before making investment decisions. That is an important one, an extremely important one. And thank you, Kukla, so much for making certain I don't forget. What's up, Musical Lady and Michelle Newth, Flying Squirrel, Savvy, Mary Jones saying a happy belated birthday, Zester. Thank you so much, Mary. That is much appreciated. I had a great time. What's up, Baha? Howard, man, is that a stone dungeon? No. It's just not a properly decorated streaming room yet, but we're getting there. The only thing we've managed to add, though, at this point in time is that my microphone is slightly in the way of the camera, and I have moved the fridge that was previously sitting behind me at the past place that I was staying in into the streaming room because I finally got a real fridge, which was particularly exciting. Particularly exciting. And so now I get to have one in the streaming room. All right. And maybe as I keep putting more things in here, it's going to help a lot with the echo. But I also got a brand new camera and microphone that's going to be getting installed as soon as I get a little bit of time. And so we're about to have a pretty massive improvement to the quality on the Crazy Kryptonaut channel. We've got a brand new camera. We've got a brand new microphone. And as a matter of fact, we're going to have some very, very unique and new guests that are going to be coming on this week. And so please look forward to a video or two dropping with some folks you might be a bit surprised are going to be on the show, but in a good way. Not surprised in a bad way, surprised in a good way. I know that I will actually be recording one of those videos later this evening. And so look forward to those coming out. And Kukla says, Zester, we need more light in your studio so we can see you. We absolutely do. We need more light. We need quite a few things. What we're having right now is there's actually two large windows right over here, and they are actually blinding out the light, essentially. And they're creating this very, very distinct issue with it. And so do not worry. I am on it. And now that I'm finally set up, I have time for it. And so we will also get a Tino and Tina update. I will go harass them and wake them up. I guarantee they are currently napping. Guarantee it. Gary Zester doesn't need lights. He is already pretty bright. I appreciate it, and I don't know if that's just more a matter of me needing getting a little more time in the sun, or not. LG Lady Zester, sorry I'm so late, but hope you had a special birthday and pray many blessings for you through the year. LG Lady, thank you so very, very much for that. That is deeply appreciated, and I have a good feeling it's going to be a good year. But hey, the best laid plans of mice and men. There's a few different quotes on that one. Don't go counting your eggs before they hatch. I have a very good feeling that it's going to be a very good year, but it seems to me that the best thing to do is just to assume nothing's going to happen, and then everything good is extremely positive. All right, let's jump in, though. We've got a little bit of information. We actually have a decent amount of information that I'm kind of going to be covering from last week because it's important even now. And my video that I had recorded, which I'm very, very sorry for everyone that was out there and was expecting a video to come out on Saturday, Sunday. It didn't come out because I talked to the person I had gotten the information from, and I was informed that I was not allowed to put that information out, or I was going to be endangering them being able to give me information. And so I, of course, said, hey, not planning on doing that in any form or fashion. Hopefully, I will get the thumbs up to release that video at some point in time. But until I do, I am not going to endanger the folks that gave me the information necessary to make it. And so that is why we didn't have a video release this weekend. But we've got a lot that are going to be releasing. And, well, let's just go ahead and jump into it because we have had, well, interesting week and a half now since we've really gotten to chat a lot about it. And so, yes, we are looking at Bitcoin sitting at 65,968. Bitcoin is breaking 66K. It's already done it earlier today, and it's really, really, really fighting against that resistance point. It seems as if 66 is kind of setting itself to be the point that Bitcoin is holding at. Ethereum up 7.5% in the past 7 days, $2,623 a piece. And then, of course, XRP sitting at 54 cents, only up 1.9% over 7 days, but up 3.5% over 24 hours. I would absolutely state that we need to get into what's going on with Ripple right now. Why is Ripple not doing well? Well, anybody here excited to find out that they own Ripple and that the Ripple co-founder donated $1 million of XRP to the Kamala Harris campaign? And so, $1 million to the Harris campaign, that means that a vast majority of conservatives are particularly pissed in regards to Ripple and XRP at the moment. And you know what would make it even worse is that Chris Larson contributed 1,754,815 XRP. He gave the XRP to her in XRP, which means when the Kamala Harris campaign liquidates their XRP, literally we are going to lose money. And so now not only has XRP supported Kamala, because please remember that Chris Larson has also endorsed the Kamala Harris campaign. It completely has endorsed. So back a month or so ago, Chris Larson, co-founder of XRP, endorsed Harris. This was in September, and he has now donated over $1.9 million to Kamala Harris's campaign. In particular, his most recent one last week was a contribution. And so this contribution was not made last week. It was finally reported last week. It was made on August 14th of 2024. That is when he put the information out, or well, when he put the money out. When it was reported was a month later. And so essentially we found out last week. This, of course, is a particular kick in the knee, kick in the shins, kick in other sensitive places for the vast majority of us that hold Ripple, hold XRP, and are conservatives, because it very much makes me feel dirty in some form or fashion. It makes me feel dirty because at some point in time, the Kamala Harris campaign is going to sell 1.7 million XRP at a value of who knows what. And I am still sitting here holding mine, which means I'm holding the price up. And so when she sells, that's it. Kukla 21, that would drive XRP's price down. It will. Not a lot. Keep in mind, guys, that $1 million in the grand scope of a large economy is not a lot of money. $1 million seems like a fortune to you and I, because it is a fortune to you and I. With $1 million, my life would literally be different. It would be better. $1 million inside of a financial market, a market the size of XRP, a XRP being valued at, let's look at it, $30.9 billion is the market cap of XRP. $1 million is not a lot. It's not a lot. But it's still enough money to make me pretty pissy about the fact that if she made a $1 million sale, we would probably sit there and say, if we were sitting there watching the charts, the price of XRP would drop, 0.2, maybe 20 cents. Maybe 0.2 of a cent. Maybe 20% of 1 cent. We might see the drop go from 54 to, 54.1. That would be a really, really big influence from it. Not a big deal, but still, that is something that I think for a lot of folks sitting there and going, hey, why are Why is Solana at 7.1% up in 7 days? Why is Ethereum up 7.4% in 7 days, 6.5% in 24 hours? Why is Bitcoin up 4.6% in 7 days? And XRP is sitting stagnant. Keep in mind, we are literally in the most important election that has ever been conducted inside of the United States, in my opinion, and in the opinion of many people far smarter than myself. It is the most important election in U.S. history. Elon Musk's endorsements and super awesome debut actually on the campaign trail with Donald Trump make that very clear. There are a lot of very intelligent people that know what's happening and that are supporting Donald Trump. And when it comes down to it, we are seeing the repercussions of going against the folks that are speaking intelligently. I mean, XRP 1.8% over the past 7 days. There is no logic. If anything, XRP should be holding steady with Binance. They're both under the same amount of pressure from the SEC and from other organizations. They're both sitting in a very similar situation on that front. They are. A musical lady says the RFK Jr. endorsement was huge too for Trump. I agree. That, I believe, was an absolute turning point. And I'm still amazed that the mainstream media, the corrupt fake news, were capable of suppressing how important that moment was for our country and how important it is historically. That has never happened. That has genuinely never happened. The Kennedy family is a family of Democrats. They are a Democrat political powerhouse. They have been for a very long time, ever since they got, a little bit tired and worn out from running illegal liquor during Prohibition. They got into politics. And ever since then, the Kennedys have been a mainstay. For Robert F. Kennedy to have made that decision, that was huge. That really should have been something that resonated with every single American about just how important this is. And I know Stevie G, RFK as a VP pick would have been bigger. I agree. I was calling for that with Pops. I strongly believe that Trump should have chosen RFK Jr., but I really like Vance. I don't think that's a problem. And by having RFK Jr. as head of a variety of different departments or with people that he is overseeing, RFK is going to be capable of getting a lot more done. He's going to be capable of getting a lot more done for the American people. I want RFK Jr. to make America healthy again. I want RFK Jr. to figure out an environmental policy that protects our waters, that protects us from drinking chemicals, but doesn't send us down some kind of pathway where we think if we burn a stick in the backyard, we're suddenly going to HE double hockey stick. We need that. We need an environmental policy that's logical and that protects Americans on legitimate things, not environmental policy designed for the globalist left to somehow manage to carbon credit their way through making all of us turn into misers while they get to keep flying around on private jets. I want RFK Jr. to do that. He said he'll do it. I believe him. He said that he will help in regards to the pharmaceutical industries. I believe him. I believe RFK Jr. has our best interest. Do I agree with him on everything? No. That's why you pick the right tool for the right job. He is the right tool for the right job. Focus on our health, focus on our pharmaceutical industry, focus on the things that he is in agreement with us on. Leave us the heck alone on your opinions on gun control and your opinions on the border and your opinions in certain degrees on foreign policy, but I would have been excited about it. Gary 7, is Biden still on the ballots in some states? Gary, that has always been a very big question to me because he legally should still be on the ballots in at least 3 states, to my knowledge. That to me is a question mark. And Kukla RFK is on the ballot. He is still on the ballot, and RFK will be on the ballot only in non-battleground states. RFK Jr. removed himself from the race in every state that it appeared he was pulling more Trump voters than he was pulling Kamala voters. And so he stayed on the ballot in every state where he was pulling more voters from Kamala Harris than were being pulled from Trump. He left the race in every state that he was pulling more from Trump from. And so he essentially became, a more than perfect third-party candidate for Trump because he is giving Trump all of the votes in the states it matters, and he is taking votes from Kamala in all the states that it matters. It's genius. It's flat out genius. That, in all honesty, might should have been considered election manipulation in some form or fashion, but it's in our favor, so we're going to ignore it at the moment. And I'm not going to make the argument for why it might have been manipulation because I don't want to help them out on thinking that one through. What is up, RP? Saying hello all here from Northern Illinois. Welcome, RP. I hope you're having a great day. RP, you also asked, is Lobster Wallet legit? Lobster Wallet is pretty good. I do not have a problem with Lobster Wallet as a place to buy your XLM or your Stellar. I would highly recommend, if you are looking to purchase other cryptocurrencies, do not choose Lobster. But if you want XLM, Lobster makes it very easy to get Stellar. Of course, and this is something that I know I'm preaching to the choir, guys, but RP, definitely go ahead and know where your XLM is going to be stored for the long run before making the purchase. So many folks have been sitting around worrying for years about whether their crypto is safe, whether it's secure, is it okay, am I going to get hacked, is someone going to take it, and everyone is sitting around worried about it. The thing is that you want to buy it and already know where it's going. That would be the only thing I would advise RP is when you're using Lobster Wallet, keep in mind that Lobster Wallet is called Lobster Wallet, but it is essentially a software wallet. It is not protected in the way that you might imagine or the way you might want. It's an exchange where you can buy crypto and you can store it on their exchange. You would much rather have your own wallet that only you own, and you buy it on Lobster and you transfer it from Lobster to your wallet, and then you get to sleep in peace at night knowing that no one can take your money away from you, because that to me is a pretty important one. Musical lady, we want to return to the middle and want RFK Jr. will get it done and return to American values. I believe. I do. I trust that guy. I don't agree with him, but I believe that he loves the United States of America. He is willing to sacrifice himself for our nation. He's made that obvious. You do not endorse and support Donald J. Trump the way he has in this election without taking into consideration you may literally lose your life for having done so. I cannot imagine RFK Jr. would have done what he did if he did not genuinely care about the United States of America. And when it comes down to it, that's what we want. We want people who genuinely care about the country. Oh, Mile High Trish posting a question from Joker Joe. Joker Joe says, I bought $100 of Pepe. When I transferred to the ledger, it wasn't Pepe anymore, but E. Can you explain why? Joker Joe, that is a great question. And actually, I probably need to do a video talking about that, but I may be able to very quickly show you the answer. And so I'm going to get a little bit distracted for just a second. And I think I may be able to show you exactly the answer very, very quickly. And so, right here, let's go ahead and pull this over. And here you go, Joker Joe. I'm going to get you that answer. And so Joker Joe sent $100 to Pepe. Pepe is a token that is built on the Ethereum blockchain. And that means that Pepe requires Ethereum to send places, and it sends to an Ethereum wallet address. And so what happened, Joker Joe, when you sent your Ethereum, your Pepe, what you need to do is you need to show tokens. And you may need to potentially add a token. And so Pepe should be viewed here inside of your Ethereum wallet. So if you go to your accounts in Ledger Live, and then you go to Ethereum, well, we'll go to Zester. We'll see what I have on the Zester wallet. I have an ironically named token that has been added that is not relevant actually to your purchase at all. But yes, you can see right down here that the reason it's showing up inside of your Ethereum wallet is because it's in your Ethereum wallet. And so it's showing as Ethereum. If you want to see it, you need to click on accounts, you need to click on Ethereum, and then you need to scroll down to tokens, and then you'll be able to actually separate these things. And so don't worry, Joker Joe, your Pepe is still Pepe. You still own Pepe. The only thing is Ledger is just going ahead and telling you how much Ethereum worth of Pepe you own. That's what they're displaying on the main screen. They're saying, hey, look, bam, this is the amount of Ethereum you own, but your Ethereum is actually split into Pepe token. I hope that gave you the answer, Joker, and I hope that might have helped other folks that were curious about sending along things of that nature. When you send a token that is on the Ethereum blockchain and you send it to your Ethereum wallet address, it is there and it is safe. It's the same thing when, say, you were to send something in the future, you're going to be sending other tokens that are built on the XRP ledger. When you do, you will be sending them to your XRP wallet and they'll be popping up down here below in the same way. It's just that Ethereum really is, they are the trailblazers. They are the superior technology. And so they have already got those things figured out. And you're able to go ahead and see any of your Ethereum-based tokens already inside of here. So check right here, Joker, and I bet you will be okay. If you do need to add the token, Joker, I'll go ahead and actually show you real quick what adding a token means. And so if you wanted to, all right, did I click the right one? Add token. All right, yep, we're going to add token to Ethereum 1. And then we're going to scroll through here and we're going to say Pepe. And I would just click Pepe. And then I click continue. And I would need to plug my device in, but then my XRP Live would start to track the price of Pepe and how much Pepe I own. Hope that helped out, Joker. And Trump definitely will win. Musical Lady, JFK removed from swing states only. Totally correct. He only removed himself from states he would pull votes away from Kamala Harris. He left himself only in states where he was screwing over the Democratic Party, and he removed himself from all states he was screwing over Donald Trump's campaign. That was an extremely clever thing, and that has never been done in all of U.S. history. Never been done. Not one time has that ever occurred in the entire history of our nation. I strongly believe that was a extremely humble act on his part, an extremely humble act. Oh, and yes, I forgot. Kukla, I had sent the picture in, but I never did show everyone the original Crazy Kryptonaut shirt. I'm going to have to wear that one later today. I am going to have to wear that one and use that while I record the next video. And so, Joker, I hope I've got the answer for you on that one. I'm going to jump back to getting through some of our news because we do have a few other ones to get into. All right, we do have currently going on, Bitnomial is suing the SEC over a claim that XRP is a security. Bitnomial over the fact that XRP is a security. The XRP token is already regulated as a commodity, and the SEC duplicates and compounds the regulatory burden by saying it's a security. Bitnomial said in a lawsuit. Bitnomial is entirely correct, 1,000% correct, that the lack of proper regulation and the SEC in and of itself is essentially destroying an economy. Or they're doing what I should say, actually, is they're doing the best job they can to destroy an economy. They're not succeeding, but they're darn sure trying. They are darn sure trying. And so in that way, I would absolutely agree. I would absolutely agree when it comes down to Bitnomial's lawsuit. And I would have to say, it seems as if they're going to win. All right, though, jumping to the next one. Bipartisan support for crypto is fragile. This is according to Congressman John Curtis. 71 Democrats joined their Republican colleagues in a rare bipartisan effort to repeal SEC's SAB 121 guidelines earlier this year. Remember, we talked about that, guys? We talked about it. SAB 121 was an SEC absolutely outside of their jurisdiction, unconstitutional regulation that they placed upon the cryptocurrency market and that they have used to create absurd rules and regulations while our lawmakers, the people actually supposed to be writing the rules, continue to sit around with a thumb up their nether region. And so while our legislators refuse to do anything, they've allowed for our regulators to jump in and create arbitrary BS that has really handicapped the entire industry. In that way, we are looking at something where for SAB 121, we at least had 71 Democrats join us, but Congressman John Curtis said we should not expect that to be something that occurs regularly. Not at all. It's an extremely fragile, and that's the way that he puts it, is that essentially the interaction between the Democrats and the Republicans on cryptocurrency is a very, very fragile conversation that only small groups are really participating in. And he goes on to say, I think it's really important for all of us, all of you, as you push this issue in Washington, to realize if it becomes a partisan issue, we will have a very, very difficult time. Anything in Washington that becomes partisan struggles. And he's right. I mean, he's absolutely right. Anything that does become a partisan issue is going to have a very difficult time getting through the House of Representatives and the Senate, naturally, and it should have a hard time. That is the reason that we have a bicameral legislative system, is because it's not supposed to be easy to pass laws, because if it's really easy, then it's really easy to screw us over. Don't worry, politicians have found their way around that. They call it propaganda and lying, but it is designed to be that way. We do need Democrats to wake up. We do need Democratic legislatures. Or we need, in November, to literally win. Literally win. Not just win the presidency. We need to win the presidency, the Senate, and the House of Representatives. We do that, and we are going to see these things happen. And that Cynthia Loomis bill on the gold revaluation that I strongly believe is literally what we're waiting for, and that is a domino in this system. We are not going to get that passed unless we win every single thing we can, unless we have a majority in the Senate, a majority in the House, and the executive office. It's just not gonna happen the way we want to, or it's just gonna take more time. That's probably the right answer. It's gonna take more time. It's not gonna not happen. It's just gonna not happen as soon as we want it to happen. Ultimately, good will triumph, but good can use a hand every once in a while, and sometimes it's us that have to do it. We have got to be the people that pushes it through. All right, though, jumping to the next one before I get on another tangent. Who is Ryan Salami? I know that is not the right way to pronounce his name, but Ryan Salami is what I'm going to keep saying. Disgraced FTX executive who reported to prison on LinkedIn. And so Ryan Salami is another one of the folks that just dropped on account of the Sam Bankman-Fried. Remember that he was the #1 contributor to the Democratic Party in 2022 before he finally got caught for all the horrifying things he was doing. Now the executives around him, the people that helped him do this, are also going in to start serving their sentences. Much deserved, but also particularly funny because Mr. Ryan Salami decided to actually change his career on LinkedIn to inmate in a federal prison. Which, if anything, let's give the guy one thing. He might be a horrible person, but at least he's got somewhat of a sense of humor. And so he did. He changed it. Salami allegedly received $55 million in loans from the company, and he was accused of using money from FTX to donate to political campaigns. Mr. Salami here was the one who was actually directing where the dollars would go to the Democratic Party. He has got a lot of secrets. He's got a lot of information, and he got insanely lucky. He has only got, I believe, a 6-month prison sentence to serve out, but he is the guy that was actually directing Sam Bankman-Fried's efforts in terms of the massive amounts of dollars they were throwing behind liberal and globalist policies. He was the one directing it in to the different candidates' coffers. He's the one that most likely knows where a lot of funny business and funny money went on. Well, we'll see if he breaks at any point throughout his incarceration, especially with a name Ryan Salami, because being in prison and having a name Ryan Salami, I have a very serious feeling that he's going to be particularly concerned during shower time, because I can think of a lot of different funny sayings in regards to his last name. And so leaving that behind before I owe any money to the swear jar. Binance's crypto exchange market shares plunged to its lowest level since September 2020. And so what we did get last week is we also got some of the lowest spot level trading in cryptocurrency and since 2021. And we got the horrifying CPI data saying that the federal government is lying. Inflation is infinitely worse than the consumer price index says. But the consumer price index is only what? 0.1, 0.2% higher than it was supposed to be. So don't be that worried. Be worried. Be very, very worried, because you, I, and anyone else that works and goes and shops and pays bills knows that CPI is up infinitely more than 2.2%, 2.3% over just the month. It's absolutely skyrocketing. Our inflation rate on a yearly level is easily double digits, easily. And that in and of itself is already essentially the largest red flag you could possibly imagine. Is anyone here capable of going to the grocery store and paying the same amount they did just a couple months ago? No. No. A year ago? Heck no. 2 or 3 years ago? Heck no. Under Trump's administration, what were you paying at the grocery store? Is it anywhere close to that? It's not even in the ballpark. It's double that. It's double. I strongly believe that those numbers are infinitely higher than they state, but keep in mind that, as we've talked about previously, bad inflation tends to make crypto happy. Inflation makes crypto happy because cryptocurrency, in the same way as gold and silver, is viewed by many investors as a hedge against inflation. Because you can't print more. I can't print more Bitcoin. There will never be more. It's not possible. When it comes to the US dollar that I'm sitting and holding inside of my bank account, I have no choice if they decide to print more. I don't even get a say in it. And you want to know what's even better? They won't even tell me they did it. At least with cryptocurrency, everyone knows the rules. The rules are the same for all of us. They are equal. And in that way, it provides a hedge against inflation. All right, for our last one, World Liberty Financial, guys. World Liberty Financial. So, the Donald Trump cryptocurrency. We've had a few different announcements over the time since we've talked about it. I would just like to go ahead and kind of cover essentially the things that I've noticed and then go through a little bit about the various things that we've kind of gotten glimpses into. One thing I've noticed is that essentially since the very beginning, essentially since the night we had our watch party and we watched the World Liberty Financial announcement, the Twitter channel has not grown. 168.7 thousand followers follow World Liberty Financial on their #1 social media platform. That's a lot of people. Not saying it's not, but it has not grown since Donald Trump came out and spoke. As a matter of fact, it fell for a long time. Many people are going, never mind, not interested. Let's go ahead though, and we'll just go straight down. October 11th. We had big news. World Liberty Financial public sale starts on the 15th. That would be tomorrow. World Liberty's Financial's public sale begins tomorrow, and it is open to everyone who qualifies through the whitelist. Join us for a Twitter Spaces on October 14th at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to learn more. And so, for any and all out there that did decide to enter because they were either accredited investors or they are not inside the United States, congratulations. Tomorrow, you're going to be capable of participating in the World Liberty Financial public sale. I'm not on that list, so I won't be participating. Unfortunately, in some ways, I don't know. It may end up being fortunately in other ways, but yes, World Liberty Financial's public sale, the Trump token, goes live for private sale, because they should not say public sale. Doesn't make sense. That's not how things. If it was a public sale, anyone and everyone in the public could participate. It's only open to those who qualify through the whitelist. That is not a public sale. That's a private sale by literally the definition of the word. And so I'd love to have a conversation with them about whether they understand the English language, because public and only those who qualify through a whitelist, that's not, those words don't add up. That's a very stupid sentence. And so continuing forward with me being less nitpicky, they did have that live stream earlier today on Twitch, on Twitter Spaces or X Spaces. 833,000 tuned in. I have been so busy. I'm looking forward to actually watching this and doing a little update on what was included in here tonight. And so I'm going to be saving this little part of the World Liberty Financial update for a recorded video, because I'm going to be listening to what I assume is going to be an hour and 36 minutes of me being physically and mentally tortured, in order to give everyone a more concise update on that. So do look forward to getting that update. Otherwise, we have got nothing. They are going towards their sale. It's going to be opening on October 15th. I would be very excited, very, very excited to get any information from those who are qualified. I would be very, very interested. So if there's anybody out there in the community who is going to be participating, please send me an email to mycrazycryptonautzester@gmail.com. If you are participating in the World Liberty Financial pre-sale whitelist, it's a private sale. That's the definition. It's a private sale. If you're participating in whatever they call it, please send me an email. I would really like to get a bit more information about it in the process because I'd like to cover that and talk about it. And because I'm not going to be allowed to, I have folks inside of my network and that I work with in the crypto industry that will also be participating. So I'm going to get the information about how it works, but I'd really love to hear from anyone in the community that is. So if you are, crazycryptonautzester@gmail.com or markzid1776@gmail.com, or just start sending out smoke signals and we'll see if they get down to Puerto Rico. But I really do want to know more about how the process works for the average person so that I can cover and talk about it. I have a few different opinions about what I believe is going to happen in the near future that I will be covering in that video that I was just discussing about last night. I'm going to make some predictions about what I think is going to occur with World Liberty Financial going into the future, along with my update in regards to their X spaces. And so with all of that stated, Neve family, I wonder if you have to be a millionaire VIP to get tokens. Neve family, you do. You have to be an accredited investor inside the United States, which I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I know everybody likes to break it down to numbers. You have to be a millionaire if you live in the United States. You have to be a millionaire if you live in the United States to even participate. If you live outside of the United States, you need $10 and some pocket change and you get to participate. And so the Trump token made by the Trump family, the president of the United States family, is available for any Joe Schmo that doesn't live inside of the United States, but is only available for the wealthy inside of the United States. Not happy about that. But me family, it is not Trump's fault. Well, it kind of is because he didn't do anything during his first term, but it is not the Trump family's fault that it is only being sold to accredited investors. That is the SEC's fault. And yes, Gary 7, you're right. Remember, Trump didn't do that. He did not. That was the SEC. And we were in a very different time and place 5 years ago when he would have had the ability to change this. It was not, things weren't going the same direction. So I don't blame Trump, but it still stinks. But I would like for everyone to know that, Gary, I think you're very correct. People need to keep in mind, it's not Trump's fault. It's not Trump's fault that we're not allowed to participate in buying his cryptocurrency. It's our government and our regulatory body's fault. And I have a very good feeling that it's all going to come back at some point in time and we're going to be able to participate. Because just like you say there, Baja Girl 302 says there has to be something behind it. Trump can only do so much in his first term. Very true. Baja can only do so much, and there has to be something. I'm certain, Baja Girl, that our community is going to know before everyone else, but we don't know yet for certain. I have a few very, very close and very, very certain things that are coming forward. And that was actually in regards to the information that I have a video I can't release on that does have at least a little bit more information about it. But even that, we're still not positive. We still do not know. There's something going on right now in regards to World Liberty Financial, that from the information that is public, it's impossible to figure out. Public information essentially states that nothing is happening. It's not happening. Nothing is occurring, and nothing. That is what public information would tell you. Private information that you're not allowed to share would tell you that something big is happening. But even then, they won't tell you what. They'll give hints, they'll point in directions, but ultimately, even when you talk to the people that are in the know, either they're not as in the know as they think they are, or they're under extreme NDAs. I honestly believe non-disclosure agreements are the real thing here. We're probably looking at an absolute legal nightmare of NDAs. And so with the public knowledge right now, we really don't know much. I'm going to listen through all the recordings and see if I can't find out a little bit more from what we learned today. Maybe they had a big drop. Maybe they did. My buddy listened to it. He said he didn't pick up anything big from it, but I'm going to give it a listen. We'll see. Otherwise, guys, I'm going to go ahead and say and bid everyone adieu for the evening. Thank you guys so much for joining, and look forward to a few interesting videos. I have a very exciting guest who I'm actually going to be recording with. I am certain that everyone here knows his name, and many people outside of our community know his name. Heck, I think he might be more popular or more out there than just about all the guests that have come on the original Mark C. So he's a pretty big guy. He's got quite the network and a lot of knowledge. And so I will be talking with him, and we'll be having a video coming out very, very soon for all those curious. And then there will be a few other announcements with it, but I don't want to steal his thunder. I'm going to go ahead and let it play itself out. And so look forward to that one. Look forward to that one. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for y'all to get to listen along. And so with all that, love you guys. Thank you so much. Cannot wait to see you soon. I'll be talking with you again on Wednesday for our Trump Day, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But you'll be hearing from me before then, and most likely from some of my guests before then, in a recorded video dropping tomorrow. And so, peace, y'all.